Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
And I am Brian.
This is a podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons & Dragons, from gaudy gauntlets to goated golems. And today, we're talking about kobolds.
Kobold.
All right, Internet, you voted, and you voted for kobolds. I put up a poll on Twitter a couple of weeks ago now. By the time this episode airs, it'll be like a month. But it was between orcs, gnolls, and kobolds. I wanted to cover one of the mob. Mob monsters out there.
We did bullywugs.
Yeah. And the last time we did the poll, it came down between bullywugs and gnolls. It was really narrow, and so I was very confident that gnolls were going to win this time, but they didn't. It was very narrow again, like I think 1%, but kobolds won. So we're doing kobolds.
You've changed your mind, the internet.
Sorry, gnoll fans. We'll get to them.
Yeah,
eventually, maybe next month. But yeah, let's talk about kobolds. What do you know about kobolds, Brian?
I know that they're crazy little dragon shits.
Yes, that is pretty accurate.
They're like dragon. They're almost like lizard folk, but they're more like wyvern-y, kinda, I guess. Like in the face. Is that more? I know that they're a mob because you already said that.
They are a mob, definitely.
I know that they're probably not that strong. They're probably stronger than goblins, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, here's a question. Had you heard of kobolds before Dungeons & Dragons?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't.
Me neither. Surprisingly enough, I've even in Dragonlance doesn't have kobolds.
What?
And so I had actually never heard of a kobold before I started playing this game.
Very interesting.
Which surprised my friends because, I'm the fantasy guy. They played WoW, so kobolds are a thing in WoW apparently. I don't know. I don't play WoW.
Cool. I didn't know that. That's
kobolds,
World of Warcraft for anybody.
Yeah, World of Warcraft,
Thanks. We're just saying the word wow.
Wow. Kobolds in actual folklore are super fucking different from D&D kobolds. Just to talk about it.
Do we have an origin?
There's an origin. It's from Germanic mythology or folklore.
Okay.
They're generally like gnomish looking or like goblinish looking sprites that tend to be invisible and cause mischief and general trouble wherever they go.
Okay, cool.
They said there's like 3 different types of kobolds. There's house kobolds, mine kobolds, and ship kobolds.
Oh, shit.
And they all do different bullshit on whatever habitat they decide to.
Ship kobolds slowly take the boards out of the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, it's weird. It's stuff disappearing or just bad stuff happens. They blame it on the invisible kobolds.
The invisible kobolds have been the ones shitting in the food stocks.
Yeah, they're
not your disgruntled workers.
Not Jeff.
It must have been not Jeff. Not pissed off Jeff.
So I just wanted to say that because that was interesting because they're so goddamn different in Dungeons & Dragons. In D&D, they are reptilian.
Okay.
Humanoids. They are small, about the size of goblins, maybe even slightly smaller.
Oh, yeah. They're like 40 pounds, no?
Yeah, they're real light.
Wow.
They are known to be very cowardly. It's like a thing with them. And they also, they love to serve dragons and worship dragons like gods.
Oh,
and
no shit.
They are inherently related to dragons in some way. Like in their bloodline, it's a thing.
Okay.
Distantly related to dragons. That being said, they lay eggs like dragons do and like lizards do, like reptiles do. They're actually, fun fact, they are the fastest breeding humanoids in the game.
Oh my god.
They're
the rabbits of the monster
They are the
manual.
rabbits. Yeah, they're the rabbits of the D&D world. They're capable of laying a clutch of eggs every 74 days. And there's a bunch of reasons for this. They do live in very overpopulated kind of colonies and like mines, but like they can live to be over 100. They can live to be 135.
No way. Okay.
Because of their relationship with dragons, I guess they kind of have an extended life.
Okay.
But because of their frailty and their puniness, most of them don't get past the age of 10.
Yeah, because they're just dying to some bullshit.
Yeah. By the way, they reach adulthood at like ages 6 to 8, somewhere in there. So they hatch from the eggs by 6 or 8.
Bummer.
Yeah. I think Dragonborns is something similar. I think by like age 12 or 13, a Dragonborn is an adult.
Okay.
It might be 15, but it's relatively young as hell.
Right.
So I don't know what that's about. I do know that they're both related to dragons, but there it is. They fill an extremely similar niche as goblins. There's a lot of things that on the surface seem very similar. Like they have the same habitat, they have the same combat style, guerrilla tactics and combat style, and they do it in mobs. And they have a lot of the same characteristics, like they're cowardly and they're cunning and all those little things.
Okay, so they're little shitheads.
They can be, definitely, but they're also drastically different, and we'll get into that. But before we kind of get into that, like, I want to go back to talking about how they live in these overpopulated, like, mine colonies and stuff like that. They like to live underground and in caves. They like to be in the dark.
Okay.
Excuse me. Because of their lifestyle, gender is not really nudity is not really a thing for them.
As in the thing they try to. So they're not they don't necessarily feel the need to wear clothes.
They're not shy. Saying. It's not a thing. Nudity it just is what it is. When you live in that close proximity, it just doesn't matter anymore.
And it really, when you love to fuck that much, it's really just in the way.
Right. I guess they do breed a lot. Another thing too is they are very, very good at keeping the species alive. Let's say that there's a big battle and 70% of the males were killed in that battle. Kobolds have this inherent ability to transform genders. They can switch back and forth, kind of like those Western African frogs that talk about Jurassic Park. That's these guys. Oh, no. Yeah, they can change their gender. So because of that, gender, they don't. It's just not a thing. They don't have prefixes or suffixes for it. They don't have any designations.
They just have the need to breed.
They have neither a patriarchy or a matriarchy.
Okay.
But they are very well organized. I'm going to talk about that. So
it's not just some kind of like free for all orgy.
No, I mean, I guess if that's what you're into, it could be.
Well, I'm not saying I'm into it.
We're
talking about the lore, Will. This is not Brian's opinion on kobolds. Tell me what the facts are.
I'm going to tell you right here, right now, on this podcast. In the lore, kobolds are not just one giant orgy.
Okay.
So, there. Okay, moving on.
Glad we got that settled.
Those were just some fun facts that I wanted to throw in because once we start diving into other stuff, I would have forgot to say those things.
Okay.
I just didn't know where to fit them in the notes.
Understandable.
So let's talk about the key differences between goblins and kobolds. Number one, kobolds are kind of inherently lawful evil.
Okay.
They're very well organized. They have a strict hierarchy. They're a gerontocracy. I think we talk about goblins. They're a cretocracy, where like the strong bully the weak.
Yes.
Kobolds aren't like that. They don't really bully each other at all. They work really well together.
Okay.
Each one has a place in the society. They are kind of given a job if they're good at something.
I see.
Like the craftsmen are craftsmen, the diggers are diggers, the warriors are warriors. Everyone fits into a place, and the tribe works like a machine. And because of this, they're super devoted to the tribe. The tribe always comes first. Even over, it's funny because they're known to be cowards, but the tribe comes first to such a degree that it even the martyrdom or sacrifice of the individual means nothing compared to the prosperity of the tribe.
Yeah, very survivalist nature.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Strangely enough, even with all this devotion and all whatnot, like kobolds are not very emotional. They don't form close friendships with each other. They don't form like relationships with each other. Kobolds don't raise their young. The tribe raises the young. Like there's no interpersonal relationship. I mean, they're there.
So you're like indoctrinated into the tribe when you're born.
Yeah, and
you're at the mercy of the tribe.
Right. These relationships do exist, but they're super muted.
Okay.
And again, they're lawful evil, so I mean that kind of plays into it.
So function over everything, basically.
Kinda, yeah. And then something that kind of like supersedes all this is kobolds love to worship. They're ultra devoted to a dragon overlord. They are just fucking on the dragon's
Are they colored like Dragonborn or
not
like...
usually? Usually kobolds just have a kind of
I've seen this like brown pastel,
brownish, reddish kind of rusty look to them.
Or like sand color.
They can be colored, and there are key type of kobold genetic anomalies that kind of come out because of the dragon blood, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Cool.
They are super. They love to do whatever a dragon will tell them to do. There's just something. There's something about their dragon blood. They're super prideful of it. They're super proud of the fact that they're related to dragons, and
to serve a dragon fulfills some kind of inherent genetic need.
I would say so. And honestly, it's the only reason why. Because they only serve evil dragons. It's why evil dragons tolerate them. Because even when you're evil, it's just hard to fucking turn away like this giant group of people that want to worship you and just do whatever the fuck it is you say.
But they really do love me.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, they really do love me. I really am that great. So yeah.
You know they're right. I'll give them something to do.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's funny because like, it's understandable why a black dragon might have a bunch of lizard folk serving him because they're capable of doing shit.
Dragons are kind of known for having like a servant body. If
they
you will,
like to be worshipped and doted
in charge
upon.
of some fools.
Yeah, it's definitely a pride thing with them. But I think with kobolds, it's something special because like
there's some symbiotic. They fulfill the need of the dragon. The dragon can't do everything alone. They need some kind of.
But they don't want to. But
they have some kind of foot soldier work going on. But typically, in my experience with games, like there's some orcs serving a dragon. So why not these kobolds?
Yeah, absolutely. Furthermore, differentiating them from goblins is, I would say, though goblins are cunning and very good trap makers and whatnot, kobolds kind of have them beat in that department.
Oh.
Goblins might be a little bit stronger because they're a little bit bigger, but kobolds are a little bit more cunning. They are incredibly efficient miners, and they're incredibly efficient like planners of like digging out their lairs. Like they can plan the whole thing together on a piece of paper, and it will just flow perfectly. They have this innate sense of like being able to like sniff out ore and find metals to forge. They're on like dwarf level of mining, like dwarf level proficiency when it comes to mining. Like,
so probably not dwarf level crafters, but dwarf level diggers.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, very much so. Although they can craft, they are known to craft a bunch of stuff.
Now I got in trouble for saying something was like ants before, but this is like ants. This sounds like ants.
I guess so. Yeah, there are definitely, you're drawing the right parallels here, my friend. There's a lot of similarities to an ant colony and a kobold lair. So,
okay.
That's too fucking funny. So those are your general differences. They're master trappers. We'll kind of get into that later. Let's go ahead.
So like a kobold lair is real treacherous.
Yeah, a kobold lair is going to be incredibly difficult to traverse, not only because it's going to be maze-like and
all these different tunnel routes.
Yeah, but it's going to be, number one, it's going to be so small, it's hard for anything larger than a kobold to move around.
Right.
Making it really impossible to invade. Furthermore, it's going to be riddled in traps. You're going to trip them all. It's going to be horrible.
Cool.
There's escape routes everywhere, so the kobolds can like come in, fuck you up, go out, come in from another route. Like they're really good at defending their lairs.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so I would not recommend it. Like there's got to be something real good in there to even bother. Like, you know what I mean? Like fuck
probably
that
makes
shit.
you real tired to trudge around in kobold lairs, huh?
A little bit. I think I could use a short rest.
Let's take one then.
All right, let's do it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the part of the episode where we stop talking about that thing we were talking about before. Put it out of your brains. We got something else to tell you about. It's you, actually. Thanks for listening to the show. We really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. Everything that you do for us. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. And I think for announcements today, all we got left is that 2 days after this episode drops, I think I'm doing my math right, so hopefully that's correct.
We like
2
math.
days,
we might not necessarily be great at it.
Yeah, 2 days after this episode drops, we will be announcing the two winners of the Xanathar's Guide to Everything contest.
At long last, it has come. People who have been tweeting links to the show and hashtagging it Dungeoncast, your time has come. People who have been leaving iTunes reviews, your time has come. In 2 days from now, watch our Twitter account because Will's going to be announcing two people who have won books. There are 2 ways to enter, 2 winners. It's all about 2.
Yeah, and we'll of course announce them on the show too once.
After the fact.
Yeah, after the fact.
Next episode, in fact.
Not next episode. The next episode that we record after we announce, because we record ahead.
Well, it would be it would still be the episode after this, no?
Probably not. I would say it's probably
the one
be
after that. In 2 episodes.
It depends. I have to do a lot of calendar math right now, and I don't feel like it.
God damn. Okay.
But as soon as possible. And so for those of you who have not entered yet, you got 2 days left. What are you doing?
Get on it.
Type that tweet.
And we really generally like this contest is going to end. We're eventually going to run another contest, but in the interim, please just keep telling people about the show because that's what this is really about, is getting the word out about us and getting people to come listen to the show and really just like getting that D&D community feel together. Yeah. We really appreciate everybody that's been coming out and doing that for us. So thanks a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of you out there that I see. You guys are doing it all the time, regardless of the contest. And yeah, we see it. We super appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for leaving comments, subscribing on YouTube, hitting the like button. That's really nice. We like to interact with you on there. So let us know what you think and we'll let you know what we think.
Yeah. And I think that's all I got. So
you can find us on soundcloud.com/thedungeoncast. You can find us on YouTube, search the Dungeoncast. Thank you, Josh Freeland. You can find us on Twitter at the Dungeoncast. You can send us a little nice email message if you want, and a personal email, thedungeoncast@gmail.com. Leave us some critiques and feedback and let us know what you think. But with that, I think we should get back to the show.
Let's get back to the show. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the dragon blood, because they're all about that blood of the dragon.
It's my favorite kind of blood.
Yeah. So let's see here. No one knows exactly how they're related to dragons. They just are. It's not like Dragonborn where there's like 2 origin stories. No, there's no origin story. Something happens somewhere along the line.
Some defunct batch of dragon eggs went rogue.
There we go.
Now they're kobolds.
But because
it's up to you, DM.
But the fact is, no one can deny that this dragon blood exists for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's very common that dragon blood sorcerers are born amongst them. So there's that too. There's your defining thing. Most spellcasters amongst kobolds are dragon blood sorcerers.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Because they got the blood of the dragon, and that's how
undeniable
sorcerers are created.
That's the evidence.
Yeah. Sometimes they can be born with wings.
Oh, that's really cool.
And can fly. Kobolds that are born with wings are
just
called
like ants.
Yeah, I guess. Kobolds that are born with wings are called urds, and urds kind of have a complicated relationship with other kobolds. An urd can be identified before it's born, because an urd's egg will have a special speckled kind of colored pattern on the egg. Oh, I see. When this happens, there's a few ways that things can happen, but one of the more common ways is this egg is taken to hatch above ground, because they live underground, and certain kobolds are designated to raise this egg above ground because they want to encourage this kobold to be able to fly. Okay. Because again, pride in the blood of the dragon and all this stuff. Now, even though they have a tendency to encourage the flying and they're considered holy or held in high esteem, they are also held in a sort of jealous contempt a lot of the time and treated poorly. Oh, no. So, again, it's this complicated relationship. Like, everyone wishes they were Urd, but they also treat Urds badly.
Huh. Is that spelled like herb? Like
Urd, U-R-D.
So no silent H on that bad boy?
No.
If we were British, we would say herd.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's just Urd. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. Yeah, I got questions about urds. They fly.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like ants.
Cool. Yeah. But they're held in jealous contempt. Speaking of contempt, kobolds have a lot of hate in their heart.
Just inherently born with a lot of hate.
They're pretty racist.
Not for each other?
No, not for each other.
Because the herd.
Yeah, the tribe comes first. Okay. They have a tendency to be pretty racist against everything that isn't dragon related.
Like dragons.
Like dragons. Or dragonborn maybe.
Sometimes dragonborn. This depends on the role play, really.
Right. There's reasons for this, mostly because they are shit upon by everyone else all the time. Everything wants to kill them, and they're small. It doesn't help that they tend to be shitheads. But like are they raiding villages like a goblin tribe? Not like goblins do.
They kind of keep to themselves.
They're like thieves in the night.
Well, I mean, like if you're serving a dragon, your intentions probably are poor.
Yeah, you're doing bad. Yeah, absolutely. So absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to shit on you too, you little piece of crap.
Yeah. But all right, specifically though, gnomes. Kobolds fucking hate gnomes with a burning passion of a fire of 1,000 suns. Because
what happened?
A long time ago.
Long ago.
The kobolds have a deity. His name is Kurtulmak. He was their god. He was actually a servant god of Tiamat, evil goddess of chromatic dragons.
Okay.
The gnomes also have a god. His name is Garl Glittergold. He's an alright dude. He's a trickster kind of guy, but he's pretty well received by the general public. He stole something from Tiamat. Tiamat sent Kurtulmak after him. There was this epic story that goes down. In the end, though, Glittergold traps Kurtulmak in this endless maze of infinity, and he traps him down there forever and gets away. And because of this, kobolds fucking hate gnomes because their god fucked their god. Does that make sense?
It's like do you care if you're like, is this god? Okay, so if you're, let me hypothetical you here. Yeah. If you're like a kobold cleric and you like Kurtulmak.
Yeah, whatever.
If you like Big K, or is it C?
It's K.
If you like Big K, does it matter where you're drawing the power from?
Like who, the Big K Mac.
Like who gives a damn if he's trapped in a maze? Like,
well, clerics would like to get their power back.
So they're depowered because of this.
Yes, the priests of Kurtulmak are depowered. So
that's kind of what I was asking.
A lot of kobolds dedicate their lives to trying some sort of magic item that will help free him.
Jack Sparrow's compass.
There we go. So that's the thing. They fucking hate gnomes. I just think it's hilarious.
I guess that's a pretty good reason.
Yeah. The thing is, like, how common are gnomes? Like, I don't know. Anyways, it depends on your world.
It's up to you.
So survival is tough, and these guys have developed a certain set of skills to survive better, considering they're weak and puny.
I have a certain set of skills.
They've Liam Neesoned it up, and because they're master scavengers and thieves, they are notorious for like going through other people's trash and finding stuff that they can repair or use and kind of refitting it to their needs.
So they can find your daughter.
What?
Sorry, I'm still referencing Taken.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, nice reference. I'm an idiot. Moving on. So yeah, they're notorious for like stealing shit in the night.
Okay.
They farm mushrooms in their caverns, as
nice.
a food source. Yeah, it's nice. They raise rats and lizards for meat as well.
That's less nice.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact. They sometimes have a tendency to tame giant weasels as their mounts. Now that's just cute. I just think that's adorable.
This little tiny dragon shit riding a weasel, a giant weasel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like
cool, right?
Have you seen Avatar: The Last Bender, the badger moles?
No, I haven't seen that.
They're blind. They're giant badgers, and they can earthbend, and that's how they see. And you know the little blind girl Toph? That's who she learns earthbending from.
What the fuck?
That's how she can see
so
through
they're
the vibration.
These are intelligent creatures.
They're somewhat intelligent. They just use the vibrations of the earth to see.
Okay.
Like they can. It's like echolocation.
So she was
through
raised
the ground.
by blind giant weasels?
No, she leaves. She like her parents are shitty, and she leaves home to like and makes friends with the badger moles because like we understand each other because we're both blind. We're going so far off subject right now.
No, it's fine. I'm fascinated. What the fuck?
Well, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, a lot of the origins for bending are like the humans learn to bend from animals.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and that's why like Aang and Appa are a thing because the airbenders learn to airbend from the sky bison. Yeah,
sky bison. Sorry,
sky buffalo bison.
Sky buffalo.
Yeah, same, whatever.
Sky elk.
Let's get back on. Let's
talk about kobolds.
They're riding giant badger moles. Weasels.
Giant weasels. Yeah. They're small but clever. We talked about they dig these elaborate rigged lairs. With a cornucopia of traps, and there's all kinds of traps. Like they do it all, like pots of oil falling on your head, bear traps, moats of pitch.
There's just a guy standing on top of a ledge that throws bear traps as you walk in.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Catch, motherfucker!
That's fucking fantastic. Oh shit!
Roll deck save. Do it quick.
Sometimes they will in key locations like set up some green slime.
Oh, cool.
We talked about green slime.
We did.
And how if it gets on you, it turns you into green slime.
Yes.
Yeah, so that shit's there. And there's, infinite amount of possibilities when it comes to traps. And they do them all.
Cool. Is there one that they like in particular? Is there like something that you see in the lore like come up all the time, like the green slime or like?
No, the green slime was just an interesting one. I mean, just general trip lines and all that stuff. It's just like they're just generally trap ridden, and you can get as creative as you want with it.
That'd be funny if they like forget they set too many traps and they forget where they all are, and like sometimes they trigger them.
But that's supposed to be the thing about kobolds is they got these like bizarrely efficient minds when it comes to their layers and
they've got the mental
never forget.
Yeah, they have the mental capacity to memorize the routes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's just a thing with them.
Oh, cool. Nice defensive survival thing.
They have impressive treasure hoards.
Like a dragon.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the reasons. There's a few reasons. Number one, like they got that dragon greed, so they hoard shit. Also, they're master thieves, like we talked about, and they're great crafters. And sometimes they use that craft to make jewelry and shit.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're good at it. It's good. Kobold made jewelry is, despite what they tell you in town, Kobold made jewelry is quality stuff.
High end materials.
For half the price of dwarven stuff. So, but anyways, moving on. Volo's Guide has done an amazing job with kobolds, and with other monsters. We bitch a lot on this podcast about the limitations of the monster manual, like the fact that there's only one bullywug. Well, the monster manual only, I think, might have Erd in it, but I know it has kobold, and that's it. luckily for us, Volo's Guide has some really cool stuff. They got the Kobold Dragon Shield, which is like a dope warrior kobold.
Nice.
They have the Kobold Inventor, and they have the Kobold Scale Sorcerer. So it's like finally we're getting some more flavorful and fleshed out monsters. And they do the same with goblins and gnolls and stuff. So Volo's Guide is great. I highly recommend that book. A lot of stuff we're kind of covering lately has really delved out of Volo's for some reason.
It's a great supplement to the monster manual.
But other than that, I mean, that's your basic rundown of kobolds. Did you have any general questions about kobolds?
Not that I haven't asked already.
Yeah. They are a playable race. That also is in Volo's Guide.
Will ran a horror game for us that we host on our Patreon. And one of the players is a kobold. A really cool character.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kobolds.
Sick.
I think we're done.
Yeah, let's call it a game. All right,
guys. Thank you for listening. We're going to call it a game, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.
The Dungeoncast.
We're good.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dungeoncast. Oh, shit.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
We're your mysterious hosts.
You'll never know our names. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
And I'm Brian.
This is the podcast where we discover... What the fuck am I saying?
What are we discovering today, Will?
Jesus Christ. Let me get my shit together.